Hey guys, welcome back again. My name is Matt with HobbyKing. Today I've got something pretty interesting. This is the giant scale P-40 Warhawk from HobbyKing. This is one of the best flying large scale foamies that there is, period. But the ARF version leaves a little bit to be desired performance wise, and that if you really want to make a lifetime airplane out of the thing, that it needs a bit of upgrades and a bit of improvement. So I got the P-40 in kit form, as you see it here, all spread out, and I'm going to be speccing it out and building it with my own mix of components. We've got some slightly larger metal gear ball bearing servos. These are HobbyKing servos. These are going to be in the elevator, the rudder, and the ailerons of the plane. We've got some 9-gram metal gear servos, smaller guys. These are going to be in the flaps and in the tail wheel for steering. And then we have some good old HXT 900 9-gram nylon gear servos. These are going to be in the gear door for the retract. For the receiver on this plane, I'm going with an orange 7-channel receiver with a satellite. Because this is kind of a larger foamy, I suspect I'll be flying farther away, higher up. I'm going to need to be able to rely on my receiver at longer distance. Sequencer, this is important. This makes the gear door open before the gear retract. Everything's timed out, looks really cool. And SK3 aerodrive motor, I'm really excited about this guy. This is a 50-55, 280 kV chunk of magic right here. This is a nice motor, should really make this thing pull and perform very, very well. However, this guy does present one challenge in this build, probably the biggest challenge in this build, and that's that the prop adapter that is included with this airplane is intended for a 4-bolt mount, as you can see here, and the SK3 motor is in fact a 3-bolt mount. So I'm gonna have to go see about getting this machined a little bit. Rather than bodging together some kind of weird adapter, I'll just get this one modified. Additionally, plush 60 amp speed controller. I love the Turnigy Plush series and work really well, easy to program. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Separate UBEC. Any airplane with this many servos really needs a separate servo power source. Only other thing electronically is a couple of LEDs and a Y lead. Since all my channels are going to be used, I need to power these little guys somehow. So I've got a 3-way Y lead to do that. So before you build an airplane like this that you want to keep around for a long time, before you do something where you're going to set it up and forget it like this, you want to make sure that you test all of the components that you've got before you put them in the airplane. I've got a servo tester here. Basically, just going to plug this guy in and verify that he works and runs through his range of motion. Then we just plug it in, connect the other end of the tester, and hit a couple of buttons and verify that the servo moves the way it should. And it's clear, so that's actually really cool to watch. The other thing that you want to test in addition to your servos is your ESC. Now I like to verify in particular with programmable ESCs that the programming is what you expect. Generally when they come out of the box, they have a preset of factory defaults that typically is what you're after for a fixed wing airplane. But in this case, I don't know, and it's always good to make sure. So we've got the programming card for the ESC and the ESC right here. So all you need to do is plug the BEC output of the ESC into the programming card, plug the ESC into a battery. Now this guy does not have a connector on it yet, so it's a bit sketchy plugging it into the battery, but these are the things we do for science. Plug both things in, wait just a moment, and the programming card will light up. It has 2 buttons on it for scrolling through the menus on the card and for selecting items. So you just scroll through and verify that everything is good. Check the brake is the setting that you want. The battery type is LiPo. Cutoff should be soft cut, but voltage is middle, that's 3 volts. Normal start mode, low timing mode. Make sure there's no music turned on the ESC. That gets really annoying really fast. It's cool like the first time you do it. And then the governor mode, make sure that's set to off. And this was all set correctly from the factory, so we don't really need to make any changes. If you do, you can push this one little button here to scroll through into change, and then hit the OK button to save them. This little blue light will flash, and it'll save your programming. So that's it for the ESC. This is good to go. I'm going to go ahead and check the rest of these components the next time you guys see this airplane. It'll be somewhat more assembled, and I'll make sure that I stop and let you guys know if I hit any snags or any unique parts of the build that I think you guys should know about. So stay tuned, check that out.